If you have any money to bet me, please bet me, because I'm sure that I will win. I am absolutely sure that this brother did this before in Jamaica. Welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most, Orion Cole, you nasty, dirty man. And finally, it all caught up with you. Long run, short catch. I don't know why they leave Jamaica with the same nasty practices, and then when they bring it to the United States or England or Canada, they feel like the system is gonna work in their favor just the same. At some time, at some point, you will pay the consequences for your actions. So I'm taking this one directly from ctpost.com, just so there are no copyright infringement or plagiarism charges. Now, Bridgeport, the former minister of a local church, was sentenced Friday to 30 years in prison for repeatedly raping a girl from age 6 until she was a teenager. Now, this guy was actually the minister of a church in the United States of America, in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and he definitely overstepped his boundaries and used his position. But we already know that these types of people, these pedophile type of people, they normally work their way into positions where they are trusted, and then they abuse that trust. This case, exact same. The girl stood up in court. She faced Orion, and she said to Orion, "You took something from me I can never, ever get back. My innocence." The woman, who is now in her 20s, told him in the courtroom to his face, "You took me under your wing, not to protect me, but to hurt me over and over and over again. Mr. Cole, you hurt me so bad," she added, with her voice quivering with emotions as she began to cry. "Mr. Cole, you hurt me so bad." The 45-year-old Orion Cole showed no reaction at all whatsoever when the victim's words came out of her mouth. Instead, he continued to say, "I'm innocent. I didn't do it. I didn't touch you. I am so disappointed in you. I am here to fight for my life," is what he said. "I never sexually assaulted that girl. I'm hurt. I'm highly disappointed in her." Yeah, you're disappointed in your victim that you groomed, and she is no longer under your mind control and spell. That is what you're disappointed in. You're disappointed that she is able to stand in front of you in a court of law and account for everything that happened to her and tell you to your face that you hurt her. That is what you're disappointed in. You're disappointed that you were caught. That is what you are disappointed in. But the judge, after hearing Orion talk about how innocent he is and how he is disappointed in the victim because he didn't expect something like this from her, trying to make it seem as if she is someone who he gave a lot of help to and cared about and tried to channel her in the right direction, and she is now turning on him for some reason, the judge wasn't having it. The judge retorted that Cole had admitted to the police before that he sexually assaulted the victim 3 to 4 times per month, and that sexually abusing her was a way of showing her love. This is his own confession. He stood up in a court of law, in court, to say he never did it. "I never touched you," he said to the girl. "Judge, I have never touched this girl." But in his written statement and recorded verbal statement to the police, this man admitted to doing it to the girl 3 to 4 times per month over a period of years, starting when she was only 6 years old, ending when she was in her teens. He admitted it, right? But the judge said, nah, we don't want to hear you say now that you didn't do it. You've already confessed to the police. You've already given a report. Just prior to committing the sexual assaults, you told the victim that you needed her help. A minister stands in a position of trust, is what the judge said. This poor little girl thought you needed her help to do things. She did not know that the things that you needed help doing were things that were so vile. In March, a 6-member jury deliberated only a few hours before finding Cole guilty of 3 counts of first-degree sexual assault. Now, according to a senior assistant state attorney, Ann Lawler, the victim testified during the week-long trial that Cole began sexually assaulting her when she was just in kindergarten. And it continued and continued, and it ended officially in 2017. He has shown no remorse, and he is definitely a threat to the community, is what the lawyer said to the judge. But Cole's lawyer, and y'all know how these lawyers are, woe be unto you lawyers and doctors. I wonder why the Bible said woe be unto you lawyers and doctors. And I figured it out. Because lawyers, if you are, say, for instance, a criminal defense attorney, majority of lawyers, they will take a case knowing that someone is guilty, but they do it for the money. So you let a murderer or convicted sex predator back into the communities to hurt people for a paycheck. And doctors, there are doctors that have certain cures for certain diseases, but they prefer to watch people die than to administer these cures. Woe be unto you lawyers and doctors. Cole's lawyer, doing their job, trying to defend their client, Assistant Public Defender Bradford Butchta pointed out that his client has no prior criminal records and he asks for some leniency. He said that Cole is a Jamaican citizen. He is a permanent resident in the United States of America, but he is a Jamaican citizen. The judge sentenced Cole to 60 years, but then suspended after he serves 30 years in prison, which will be followed by 30 years of probation. He is also ordered to register for life as a sex offender. Go on the sex offenders registry where everybody can pull your face up soon as you move into their neighborhood and see how much time you did, what your crime was, and where you're going to be located in their neighborhood. I love that system. Now, the details in this were how he did it. He realized that she was from a single mother home. She had no daddy in the house. And he preyed upon that family. And the mother, which I tell women not to do all the time, the mother trusted him because he was Minister Cole from the church. She trusted him. So when he said, I was taking my child to the beach, and since you got to work and whatever, I'll take your child too, if it's okay with you. The mother said, yes, go ahead, and sent her daughter with him, starting from the girl was 6. She didn't think the minister was going to rape her child. In details of how it would happen, on many occasions, he would lay his daughter, his own child, which is a baby, he would lay the baby on the beach and then take the little girl, his victim, out into the water. And then he would perform these acts while in the water, pretending he was teaching the little girl how to swim. In her testimony, the girl said, as I grew taller, he took me farther and farther out into the water. And a lot of the times it would be done at the beach in the water. Her mom thought, Pastor is just taking my baby to the beach. Pastor is such a good man. He was so close with this family that he would go to their house. He would sit around. He would have lunch, dinner, meals with them, talking and laughing with the family members. He coerced this girl from an early age and in details told her that bad things are going to happen if you let anyone find out about this. This little girl went to church one day and they had a guest preacher at the church. And you know how some of these preachers get on the stand on the stage and they prophesy, or what they call prophesying, and they say something like this. In this particular case, this guest preacher said, Somebody on this pulpit in this church today is going to be exposed. Somebody right here on this pulpit is going to be exposed. Well, on the pulpit, they only had him, Cole, Minister Cole. Of course, you have the choir, and you have a few other members of the church, prominent members. So that would be like a wife or first lady and the guest preacher, etc., etc. That little girl heard, somebody is going to be exposed. Somebody on this pulpit is going to be exposed. And what she did, it frightened her, and she told her mom. So it was like urging her spirit to tell her mom that she is the one that's supposed to do the exposing. And when she told her mom brought it to the courts, brought it to the police. Through proper investigation, everything else came out. The judge gave him 20 years for one, 4 years for another, and I forgot how many years, but it all added up to 60 years. And then did some suspension, so they suspended 30, and then he would have to do 30. And the judge ordered that those 3, which came out to 30, be served one after the other after the other. He will have to do every single day of 30 years before he is eligible for parole. When he gets out, if he gets probation, if he gets paroled, then he will be on probation for 30 more years to come and a registered sex offender for the rest of his life. I am absolutely sure that Orion Cole probably did this. Not probably, I'm absolutely sure he did this before. But it's 2 different systems. And your time, you foul man, has ran out. Y'all leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. And remember, I always do these videos to open the eyes of those who don't believe, because there are a lot of people who trust police, politicians, pastors, people that are in positions of power, teachers, and these are sometimes the people who are molesting, abusing, hurting your children. Wake up. Pay attention. I'm out. Peace.